Vicky in a moment, but before we delve deeper into the idea of Udham Singh, for the audience who's going to, of course, watch this in a week's time on 16th October, but for those who don't know about him at all, give us the bare bones of his story. Who is Sardar Udham Singh?
Well, let me tell you that we know very less about Sardar Udham Singh. So in the film also, you will find that I don't know much about Sardar Udham. So what I know is he was not known at all. He was not, everybody came to know about him on 13th of, on March 1940, when he assassinated Sir Michael O'Dwyer. And then a 3 months of trial, and then he was hanged. People only knew about that. Beyond that, what was he doing, what was his link to the other groups in terms of HSRA or the Gadarite movement, or his childhood. Was he there in Jallianwala Bagh or not there? Some stories say he was there. Some stories say he was there in the evening, serving water, helping all the injured. So all that was there, but it was not a very clear, solid evidence of facts. So basically, he was a globetrotter. He, at the age of 20, he was deeply affected by this bloodbath and massacre at Jallianwala Bagh, and then he traveled all across the world. So this particular film, what we did was, we didn't dwell upon his events and actions, but what we did was, I tried to go into Sardar Udham's mind. What he must be carrying with him for 21 years, what he must be thinking, what he must have experienced that night that changed him. He was very elusive and mysterious. And also, while researching, we found out that he's the one who visited many countries. We don't know, even South Africa. And everywhere he went, he found an oppressive government and inequality. So, and he came with that possibly in his mind, finally to London. Why he assassinated Dwyer, of course, one reason is, of course, this. But what was the compulsion that he had to shoot him on that day? And was it a revenge or not a revenge? Or was it just a protest, just an expression, just a message to the world? I think that's what this film, Sardar Udham, explores. So,
Vicky, before, when we speak about Dwyer, very often people mistake that he shot Reginald Dwyer, who's who shot everyone at Jallianwala Bagh. But this is Michael Dwyer, who was the governor of Punjab at that time. And so, people often mistake even that basic fact. So, Vicky, it's fascinating to understand how have you thought of this character, when there's so little biographical material on him. Who's Sardar Udham Singh in your mind? How did you flesh him out? What were the hooks that you used to create a character?
For me, what was fascinating was I belong to a Punjabi family, born and raised in Mumbai. My family, my native place, my ancestral house is 2 hours drive from the Jallianwala Bagh. I have been raised with stories about Shahid Bhagat Singh, Shahid Udham Singh. But once we started discussing the film and his vision about how he wants to show Sardar Udham and the freedom struggle of India, I realized how little I know, because maybe all that our history books told us was exactly like he mentioned. We got to know about Sardar Udham when he assassinated Michael O'Dwyer in London, and then the court trial that followed, which was for 3 months. And the way he wanted to show him was not as a superhero or like, the way we kind of hear about our freedom fighters in folklores. He saw him as a child. He saw him as a common man. He saw him as one of us who got affected by that one episode, that one evening. For me, that became the quest, to find out that thing inside him that he couldn't change. what stirred him so much, that pain, that angst that he could not let go of for 21 years. We're living in times where our mindsets, our beliefs, our faiths change like every season, and you know, with so much information, with so much knowledge. But this person who at the age of 20 went through something, and then something changed in him at the core level. And then, like he said, he was also at the same time a globetrotter whose understanding of world politics kept widening, kept evolving. His journey from being a part of the HSRA or the Gadar party, his camaraderie with Shahid Bhagat Singh, all of that, it made him a very fascinating character, and it made him a character which I have finished filming our process of making Sardar Udham, but my quest to discover Sardar Udham still continues. To exactly know who this person was, how he thought, what his state of mind was exactly. And I really hope that our effort to kind of portray that era, that person really resonates with the audience when they watch the film.